The dreaded friend zone. Once you get in it, you can't get out of it. Or can you? Is a friend zone just a state of mind? Is it just an overrated term? Or can you, once you're in the friend zone, get out of it? That's what we're talking about on today's Angel Dodger.
I've got to take it further! No! Goku! Times 4!
Well, first let me ask you. Your name is Dave Disci?
Dave Disci.
Disci. Okay, it was hard to pronounce. How did you get started with your channel?
Okay, well, I decided to, I was just really bored, and one day I had nothing to do, and I decided to just make a YouTube channel and just kind of talk about things and make people laugh. And I do all sorts of types of videos, funny videos. I do sketches, comedy sketches. Sometimes I do small documentaries and stuff like that. So it's really fun. It's been a year and I'm growing, so I'm really happy.
Yeah, okay. So, and I'll put the channel in the description later on, but yeah, the friend zone. So I have a bunch of opinions on it, but let's just get started with your take. What is your overall opinion on the friend zone? Does it exist?
I believe a friend zone can exist, but if you don't want to be in the friend zone, then there's a simple answer: just don't be their friend. I've had many cases and many friends that many girls that I've been friends with for a while, and then eventually I would tell them that, oh, I like you, and they would realize, oh, I like you too, but it was kind of, the timing was off, they're with someone else now. And so a lot of the friends that I dated, I guess we're more in friend zone now because we can't really date because they're with someone and I'm with someone else. So I think friend zone exists in some way, but it also doesn't exist. I don't know. It is a weird question to me. But I think my overall take is that you can definitely get out of the friend zone by not being friends with someone.
As I've probably mentioned to you before, I think we talked about this. It's a more of a case by case basis. There are some girls out there who will have no problem taking months and months and months to get to know a guy before they're willing to date them. I mean, I've known those situations. And sometimes being friends with them, good friends with them, is exactly what they want because they need that friendship before they can trust the guy to date them and take it to the next level. You might be ruining your own chances by trying to rush things with some girls who don't necessarily want that. So it really comes down to, in most cases of relationships, just really focusing on the girl and what she wants. That's at least my take on it. My next question would be, what are some common ways that guys, in your opinion, think would fall into the friend zone?
What I think essentially could be a friend zone is if the girl has absolutely no feelings for you in a romantic kind of way or whatever. If the girl does like you and you decide to then leave, she's not gonna let you leave. Even if you're like her best friend and you're really good friends with her, you've been there forever for her. And you tell her one day that, oh, I really like you in this way and I'm gonna leave because you don't want me in a romantic way or whatever. She's not gonna let you leave. And if you find out that she's not gonna let you leave, then she wants you. You know that that regardless, she wants you in your life and she really likes you. So it's really I think it's really about that. Like, I think that's how you know that you've never really were in a friend zone. And then how you know that you are in a friend zone is if this girl really just doesn't have any feelings for you in that way, and then they just want like a friend or something.
You don't think that guys really put themselves in friend zones? You just think that it's kind of like predetermined?
I think guys can put themselves in the friend zone, but I think, because I'm a psychology major and I know this for a fact, is that everyone, when they see people, they make a judgment in their head whether they want to sleep with you, whether they want to kill you, whether they want whatever. Yeah. This is just a judgment that happens like 7 seconds in their head. If a girl sees you and they talk to you for a few seconds, they already know whether they want to be with you or not. I mean, that can change obviously, but a lot of time if if you don't change their mind, if you don't do something that makes them want to say, I want to be with you, then you're in the friend zone. And that was kind of already decided by her, or sometimes even by the guy if the girl likes the guy.
Well, what I was getting at was that for me, I would think that the friend zone for guys, like I think more often than not, guys actually do put themselves in the friend zone more than not, because I'll give you an example, and this is personal. There was a girl that I'm pretty sure liked me at one point, and it was in school. We were hanging out outside of school, and she, out of nowhere, just comes up to me and says, "Oh, so you're dating anybody?" Because she hadn't seen me in a while. I had graduated, and she was still in college. So it was like a reunion kind of thing. And she's just like, "Oh, are you dating anybody?" And I give her like the death stare, like, where is that coming from? Like, oh my God. And immediately she said after that, "Oh no, I don't mean it like that. You know, I'm just asking, I was just asking generally." And then, after realizing that, like, oh, well, maybe she didn't like me, I asked her out the next day, and she was like, "Oh, well, maybe you got coaxed into it by somebody." And she basically turned me down. So my point is that, if you put up a sign that you're not necessarily interested, that might be a girl, in a girl's mind, they'll be like, "Oh, okay, I made my move. He turned it down. We're just going to be friends." And I think that was a move that put me in the friend zone with that particular girl.
Yeah, I think I definitely do agree with that actually too. As I said, and as you mentioned before too, it is kind of like person by person. And I've experienced that too. If you really do show that you're not interested, then she is going to have to move on, and she's not going to stick around and say that she's interested if you show that you're not. But
the big question, I guess, would be, if you end up being in the dreaded friend zone, and you like this girl that you're interested in, or whatever, how do you get out of it? Is there a way?
Let her know how you feel, and if she doesn't feel that way, then leave. Because you really can't be in the friend zone if you're not friends with her. But it's also like, I think at a certain point, if you can't change her mind, then you have to move on. I think that's my opinion, and it's hard to face, but I think that's the reality of it. What else are you gonna do?
The friend zone is something that you can look at, but it's not something that you should look at as a golden rule, like anything else in dating. So,
yeah.
Exactly. So, if you want to put what's your YouTube URL?
Okay, my YouTube is youtube.com/Dave Disci, DAVEDISCI.
Okay. And again, that'll be in the description. Thank you for showing up today and doing this. I am AngelDodger, and I will see you next time. If you like this video, check out my most recent episode on the left, which talks about if anybody has the right to say the word nigger. Also check out my video in the middle, which talks about the different ways that a man can approach a girl. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.